Hey guys, so today we will be looking at this very interesting and very important design pattern, which is the state pattern. So let's look at the mobile phone states as an example. So these are the three mobile phone states: on, off, and call going on. So in any of these states, some method can be called. Like if we are in on state and we make a transition using this call a number method, we reach call going on state. So basically what it means is we are, let's say, in on state, we switch off the phone, we reach off state, we switch on the phone again, we reach on state, we call a number, we reach call going on state, we cut the call, we reach on state again. So this is what it means. So let's try to represent each of these states. We will like to have a class called class mobile phone with three final static integer variables. The variables are final, that means these variables cannot change, and these variables are static, that means these variables are unique over all the objects of mobile phone class. So basically you can treat such final static variables pretty much as constants. So these are three constants. So on state is represented by an integer code of 0, off state is represented by an integer code of 1, and call going on state by 2. So initially we have a variable int state. Initially it's initialized to off, that is 1. So this one integer code represents that our phone is in switch off state initially. Now let's see the implementation of call a number method, that is this one. So if state of the phone is off, that is we are in this state, we can't call a number, right? So you can't call an off state. Else if state is equal to on, we say calling the number, and we change the state variable to call going on, that is integer variable 2, which is the code for call going on, right? So now our state variable will indicate that the call is going on. So anybody who checks state variable as 2, he will understand, okay, call is going on. Else if state equals call going on, we just print that call is already going on. So this is the call a number methods implementation. Similarly, these cut call, switch on, switch off methods are your homework. Okay, so these can also be implemented similarly. Okay, so this is looking a good design, but it has some faults. Let's look at what those are. If we want to add a new state and maybe it's new methods, we modify our mobile phone class. So basically here, if we want to add one more state, let's say maybe playing game state, so we have to add a final static playing game is equal to 3, something like this. So we have to open the source code of our mobile phone class and modify it, and maybe we have to add some more methods like start playing game, stop playing game, and so on. So basically we are opening our source code and modifying it, which might break other classes which are dependent on our existing class. So we are basically disrespecting open close principle, that is classes are closed for modification, but we are modifying them. So this is very bad because this is the O of the solid. So what will be a better design? Let's use a class to represent each of these states. So we are having an interface which is called state. It's having 4 methods: switch off, switch on, call a number, cut call. And we implement that interface. on state, off state, call going on state. It's having all these methods, switch off, switch on. It's each of these states is providing its own implementation of these methods, correct? Now if you want to add one more state, I will just add an arrow here like this. We will add just more state. We want to add one more state, we just plug it here. So it's so cool as that. Let's see the implementation of one of these classes. Let's see the implementation of onState class. So this is a mobile phone reference it is having. Why it is having a mobile phone reference, we will look at it later. So we are coming at it. So let's look at its constructor. It's just expecting mobile phone object. It's initializing its reference to hold that mobile phone object, referring to that mobile phone object. Now we look at the implementation of one of these four methods. Let's see call a number method. So this is the on state. So we are in on state right now. So within that on state, we are implementing this call a number method. We just print calling a number, and we set our state to mobile phone dot get call going on state. So we get hold of the state. So as we will see the implementation of mobile phone class, this will become more clear. So it's having objects for each of the states. So we get hold of this particular state's object, and we set the current state of our mobile phone as this state object. Okay, so for this line, writing this line of code only, we had this in our constructor, and we had this variable here. So we get a hold of mobile phone reference just to do this line of code. So let's look at the mobile phone class to make everything crystal clear. Okay, so this is the mobile phone class. This is having 3 state variables. So these are references of type interface state. So on state, off state, and call going on state. And we have a variable reference which is state. So this is our mobile phone class. It initializes the on state to a new object of on state class. So these are all interface references. So these can point to any of the subclasses. So on state is pointing to an object of on state subclass. Off state reference is pointing to object of off state class, and similarly for call going on state class. So when we are in on state and we want to initially we initialize state to this object. This is off state, this one. Okay, so let's look at one of these methods. Let's see the call a number method of mobile phone. So whatever the current state is, I will use that object reference, which is this is representing my current state. It can be any of these 3. So basically I'm just calling state dot call a number method. So we are basically delegating this call to our state classes. So this is a beautiful example of delegation. So we are not implementing it here, we are in fact delegating it to the state classes. Similarly, for other methods, we can implement the switch on method, switch off method, and cut call method also. And let's look at one of these are the getters and setters. So let's look at one of the getters. So when someone wants to get hold of call going on state object, we just return it this object, this reference we return, which we have initialized to an object of class call going on state. Okay, so whenever one asks for a call going on state object, we return him or her so. So basically, let's look at the this method again, call a number. So it's asking for a call going on state object. So this whole thing will represent a state of call going on, and I am setting the current state of my mobile phone object as call going on, right? So this is the whole thing here, and similarly we implement other methods also. Let's look at the class diagram quickly. So this is the context, which is the mobile phone here, and it is having some methods like call going on. So it's basically delegating to call a number. So it's basically delegating to the state.callerNumber method, right? And this context is associated with some objects of these states. So basically it's associated with state objects, state references, which are nothing but the interface. So it's associated with this interface, and which is implemented by these concrete states. So as you can note here, this mobile phone class is holding references of state, not on state, off state objects references. So basically this is having references of state. So this is associated with interface, and that interface can be implemented by any of the concrete classes which we initialized at runtime when the constructor is called. So I don't know if you have pretty much understand this, but I think everything should be clear now. So this thing was a bit tricky, but it should also be clear now. So thank you, friends.